Oh, ladies and gentlemen, 6figstocktrader here on YouTube, and we are going to be breaking down the charts hardcore tonight. So bear with me 1 second. I'm just going to port in Crypto Airborne. Here we go.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Crypto Airborne in the house. What
What's
a
happening, man?
day, man. I thought this was the end of my night, but then I got off my live stream tonight, my VGX Heroes live stream, and then you texted me and I went on Twitter. They're like, CKB's blown up, Coin's blown up. Let's do a special live stream. So let's dig into the technicals. I'm curious.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. It's popping. Coin is up 40% since the last time I dropped it on my video 4 days ago. That was awesome to see. CKB's been crushing it over these last couple of days as well, especially with this downturn in the market.
Yeah. And I could talk about that for a little bit. Well, not a little bit, but the reasoning behind it or what's speculated why the market's down. I mean, there's a bunch of different things that you can say. There's the FUD in the market. It all happened at about 02:30 a.m. Earlier this morning Eastern Standard Time. If you look at all the charts, everything just tanked. Well, there was an announcement of the C word. I'm not going to say it. New variant in South Africa. So for whatever reason, I've seen this happen before in the past in the crypto markets and just in the regular markets in general, is that people just want to liquidate their positions and then go into the USD dollar or gold or other, currencies other than crypto. But you guys all know, if you've been in the space for a while, how that works is people do that and then the market starts to recover after the initial FUD or whatever. So that's one of the speculations going on. Or this is just in general in the crypto market, one of the last shakeouts, before the next leg up, hopefully, going on. So there's just a multitude of things that people are saying, but everything's looking good right now, especially some of these smaller altcoins.
Yeah, that's great to hear, man. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of concern from everybody about the C word, and rightfully so. It is what it is. But here we are. So we've got CKB is just going gangbusters the last couple days. Now we are sitting at 3 cents. I'm loving this. And in addition, we can see that this symmetrical triangle squeeze that I was kind of telling everybody about on the last video produced some very nice results. And here's the deal with this right now, folks. And I do think that we are going to set up for a possible ascending triangle here. And this is going to be this is just a guess. This is not financial or trading advice or anything like that. But I do think that we might be seeing something like this possibly playing out. And the reason I think this is that because we can see the major resistance level at 0.031-ish right now. So on this 12-hour chart, it wouldn't surprise me to see maybe price action kind of bounce down, maybe even to 0.026, 0.027, and just kind of coil right up into this little area. So I want to just take a peek at this on the daily, and we can see that this might make sense that we get a halfway decent bounce off this shoulder of this Ichimoku cloud to the upside. Currently, we do have the conversion line trading parallel with the baseline, which is a good thing, and the conversion line's on top of the baseline. So the second we start to see this red line curve to the upside, my goodness, folks, we are going to see. You can see what happens when this curves to the upside. Boom, price action will just rip. Here's another example of it right here. So I do think that things are looking good right now. And, we might have even been seeing some sort of little inverse head and shoulders that could be forming here. We could argue that if this little, bear with me 1 second, if this little ascending triangle plays out, we might even be able to argue that there is a little cup and handle that could possibly be forming here So I do think that CKB is looking really, really good right now. So you got anything else on CKB crypto?
No, I'm just curious. Fundamentally, are there anything within the project that you know of off the top of your head, or anyone in the comments that, or anyone that's watching right now? Is there anything getting released soon that we like know ahead of time, like a buy the rumor, sell the news type of thing, or is it just classical TA and the market movement driving price action to the upward?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's Yokai Swap, which is coming up on
Yeah.
December 3rd, I think.
Okay.
So if you guys haven't heard, Yokai Swap will be the first DEX, decentralized exchange, on Nervous Network. So this is huge. And I
Yeah,
do think that, with these future bridges that are
that's
going
crazy.
to be happening, we're going to see an insane amount of liquidity
Yep.
flowing between Nervous Network and all of these other exchanges.
And you want to know what brings what now that you mentioned that, the same thing with Cardano. Everyone's waiting for the Cardano Sunday
Mm-hmm,
swap, which is the first DEX, which
mm-hmm,
is coming soon too. So
mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
So I bought Cardano today. I bought just 100 of them. Nothing big, nothing to get excited about. But it is what it is. So yeah, I do think that CKB is looking mighty fine right now. And if we get some sort of ascending triangle here, if that is what happens, or we get some sort of symmetrical triangle here, bull flagpole with a pennant, this thing is poising to move to the upside. Let's just take a peek on where we might land now that we got about 30 people in here. Okay, where's the 161.8? I would say that this move could produce results. Maybe this might be the push to retest all-time highs if this does happen. So it wouldn't
Nice.
surprise me to come back up to this level, or maybe come up even to this 161.8 level, and really kind of retest some of these all-time highs. It'd be nice to see a 4.5 to 5 cent CKB just to
That'd be
put
awesome.
us in price discovery mode. Yeah.
What about a time sequence? Is there anything coming up? I think there was a 17th or whatever a while ago, but I don't think the next
Mm-hmm.
one is for a while, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
So
it depends where you plot it,
yep.
right?
So the last one was, I was kind of saying the 17th, 18th, 19th, and that was just due to various different pattern squeezes, and this was a reversal. So that was cool. But let's go ahead and just measure off. Okay, so this is kind of a bad point to measure. I want to just measure some different swing high and swing lows quick.
Joshua Kennedy in the comments says, real quick, what does price discovery mean? How could it play out? 6fig.
So, yeah, that's a good question, Joshua. Thanks for asking. And price discovery mode is basically where we basically sit back and see how high the asset can run up. Meaning we are reaching new territory, new all-time highs. Obviously the all-time high for Nervos is 0.044ish, somewhere in that ballpark. We might not see price stop until it hits 10 cents. We might not see it stop till it hits 5 cents. We just don't know. And that's kind of where price discovery uh,
But as a
plays its
trader,
part.
like as a technical analysis, person like you, and I'm an investor, so that's why like I think we make a great team because I love throwing these out here. But so a question like what Joshua said and price discovery mode, as a trader, I was about to say, do you look at the fib levels? Because that's the
Hmm.
other thing I had to do research on is like there's the golden ratio number or
Hmm.
whatever. Like, what do traders think for when something? So any other coin in this exact same position where we're about to test all time highs, say we blow through it as a trader,
Hmm.
what fib level is that? What most people go off of? Like, what is the next?
So I think that a lot of people will really kind of look for this golden ratio for guidance, to look at this 127 level and the 200% level. But it's not uncommon for cryptocurrency assets to run the whole gambit and blow off the whole top
Yeah,
to the Fibonacci extension
Like
level. We
I'm
can.
thinking of Shiba Inu in the giant run up.
Yeah.
Is
Okay.
that
Did it run today or just recently?
it's gone up, but I mean like
Okay. Oh,
when
when it
when
was
SHIB
running.
initially just went parabolic, and it went into the top 10.
Hmm.
So like, can you compare that to something like CKB?
Yeah, I'm sure you could. I mean, SHIB is definitely a different kind of animal because there was so much more publicity, so much more energy.
Yeah, it ran down constantly.
Everybody was buying SHIB, even probably, my dead grandma. So that's you can kind of see here
Yeah,
though. You
we're
can kind
down
of see how this
five
thing.
percent on SHIB today.
Oof, ick. Yeah, I sold all mine, and
I'm actually
I
still holding some of mine.
I created a bag holder too on that one for sure. But you can see how previous price action, boom, ran up and crushed through this 476% level. And I'll show you guys an example of this when we check out Siacoin. And Siacoin's just been killing it too. But yeah, it's been crazy.
Yeah,
But you can see that if we go ahead and measure this swing high to this swing low, and when we start talking time sequence, in hindsight, we can really see that time sequence predicted this rally here. It predicted this rally here. This is going to be a little bit different because we are seeing time sequence show up at the end of an ascending triangle.
interesting.
And this really is interesting because maybe it would help if I got my lines all in order here. But if we just presume that this could be the current trend line upwards, this might be an appropriate, I would say December 8th to the 12th might be an appropriate time for CKB to maybe kind of make its exit point to the upside. And I do think that this is going to the upside for sure. With that said,
Hmm.
the official time sequence. Let's see if we can get this down to an hour. I mean, you guys can see just looking at hindsight how lethal time sequence is.
And that's what I was about
When
to
it's
ask
done
you
right.
too, as a noob when it comes to charting, just from listening to you and everything. The time frame. What have you found to be the most accurate time sequence? Like the 4 hour, the 1 hour. Does it just
Yeah.
depend on? I don't know.
So what I like to kind of do is play around with the higher time frames first, and then I will really reduce it down to like a 1 hour chart. So let's just do this for example. We'll go ahead and clear this time sequence, and we will throw it back up. So I want to measure from this wick here down to this low point here. This is what I'm measuring. And so you can kind of see how that this is really kind of predicting, we can see this very easily that, price, time sequence is very accurate on a daily chart. Okay. On November 5th, boom, price action spiked. On October 17th, price action spiked. But if we whittle this down to a 1 hour chart, okay, this might not be a good example, but you can kind of see how this time sequence has moved. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of to move that over. I mean, looking back in hindsight, this is really, I mean, I don't think you can hit a nail
Yeah.
on the head any better than this.
Wow.
Uh, so I like to start off big, on a daily chart. I like to look at a 12-hour chart and maybe just cruise right down to that 1 hour chart. And here
Hmm.
we are almost predicting stuff, within 2 or 3 hours. I think that is very high level trading. You're
So
really at
all
your
those
finest
time
when you're doing that.
sequences, except for the one back right where you're at now, we've gone on the upside. So that time
Correct.
sequence, the very first time sequence that you have on the screen, we went down. But every time sequence moving forward has gone up. So
Yes.
I'm going to assume we're going to trade within this ascending, not is it an ascending triangle, or what is this called?
Yeah. So from about November, I'd say from November 6th to current price trading, we could argue that there's an ascending triangle here.
Yeah. So my limited knowledge on TA, and this is just coming from a noob, I think we're going to trade within this triangle and then we get to that time sequence, we're going to blow up. So what? Well,
Mhm.
not blow up. I mean, I don't know. I think we're going to go make a move to the upside. But what is that time frame with that last time sequence? Is that like end of December?
This last time sequence is December 12th. So when we start,
Midpoint.
yeah, so when we start talking ascending triangles, they really do differ a lot from like symmetrical triangles. And let's just see if I can just kind of highlight an example here. This may be a bad example. But a lot of
Joshua
time with,
said you have to start the time sequence at the high point, from what I understand.
yeah, and you can definitely start it from a high point or a low point and measure up. Um, the biggest thing is that you're identifying erratic price movement in a short amount of time. That's really what I look for. Um, and obviously, we don't want to be measuring things that are like right next to each other, like this point here to this point here, like this high here to this low here. It's really going to give you some unfavorable results. We want a little bit of time to happen. If we look at like this 1 hour chart, we can pick this area out here because it is the highest point, within this time frame. We see price action come up and it reverse. So this is a reversal point. We can see the same thing here. This is a reversal point. So by default, this would be a favorable point for me to deploy time sequence. And in addition, if we go back and look, mm, maybe we can see a momentum shift here and a momentum shift here. So we might be able to measure something like this. I mean, looking back in hindsight, what does it tell us? Well, it predicted this little fallout here. Really not so much here, and really not so much here. But you can see that there is a double confirmation right in here, signifying the top. Let's see if there's anything else. And I'm going to go ahead and delete this. You can see how later on it went and almost predicted this little burnout of this symmetrical triangle squeeze here, which is insane. So it was warning us that, hey, something's about to happen at this point in time. So if we would have had the courage to to trust time sequence number 13 based off this May 23rd to June 6th swing low to swing high, we would have known that in advance, hey, something major is going to happen right around this point in time. Same
That's
with this
crazy.
point. I mean, this is the natural rhythm of the universe, numbers.
I still got to
It
dig
is
into this.
crazy.
That is
So
awesome.
so we knew about this November 15th, 16th, 17th time frame, theoretically back in June.
So
So
I don't want to cut you off, but I'm thinking more indicators. Just want to keep getting in depth into CKB. What about the Gartley? Is there any Gartley patterns that we can put on any of these time frames, like the daily or the weekly? If you zoom out, can you kind of do that, or
yeah,
one of the Andrew Pitchforks models?
yeah,
What's going to go?
yeah. So the Gartleys. The Gartleys. I like to kind of do those on like a much smaller scale, but I think like when we're starting to talk patterns, we got this inverse head and shoulders. We've got the potential for a cup and handle here.
Hmm.
I do think that for beginners, just identifying this sort of stuff before you start getting into like Gartley charting and stuff like that is definitely necessary. And just to keep in mind too that price action is sloppy and we don't always see that textbook cup and handle, but then there's a lot of times that we do see it. So
Hmm.
here's another example: cup and handle. Uh,
Yeah.
Price went up to the upside. So just learning to identify that stuff. And I can remember, way back in July, pretty much when we were at the end of July, I was telling people, I said, we are facing an inverse head and shoulders here. And then I remember I would draw, none of this price action was here, but I would still draw out a mock um, inverse head and shoulders just to try and forward think as best as possible. So when when we're trying to do TA, we're trying to figure out what's going to happen ahead of us and how we can use this information to our advantage, and just the ability to forward think and to really harness catching on to these patterns early on will do wonders. So I think that the more you can train yourself to forward think in everyday life, whether it's your morning routine, whether it's your drive to work, there's always ways that you could do things better. Certain things that you could look out for. I'm kind of rambling on at that point, but it's definitely one of these skills that if you're not born with it, even if you are, you definitely need to try your best to maintain that train of thought, especially when it comes to trading.
Yeah, for
And you
sure.
definitely need to be like practicing it on a daily basis as well too. Just what can you do to um, do your best to try to predict things. We're like weathermen here of stock charts.
Basically, that's what I'm thinking
Yes.
of. And I'm just trying to think of like outside the box type of things to just ask you that you don't usually think about, because I'm just a weirdo nerd. But
Yeah.
real quick again before we move on, I'm just trying to deep dive CKB, and shout out to the comments section. They've got their own conversation going on right now. I've been looking
Nice.
at it. I don't know what. There's a bunch of guys with the last name Knight, like 3 Knights or
Austin.
something. I don't know.
What's
They
up,
all
buddy?
are talking about.
Marcos in the house. Good to see
Yeah.
you. Sorry, guys. I had my comments section turned off, and you guys are just like,
Oh yeah,
blowing
I'm
up.
trying to like check. See, that's like, at least from my perspective, it's hard to keep up when you do live streams.
Dre's in the
and then
house.
yeah.
Nice.
We got 38 likes, 48 watching. That means there's 10 people didn't smash the like button. So go smash that like button, guys. Subscribe if you aren't subscribed. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. You get these surprise or the bell notifications. Turn those on because you'd be notified of, random live streams like this on a Friday night.
Right.
Which we don't ever
Roku
do.
in the house, baby. Thank you for stopping by. Always love seeing you. I'm just kind of looking back at. Is he?
Yeah, Strike has showed up.
There he
From
is.
Australia. I
Oh,
think it's
boy.
delayed, dude. It's delayed from the restream
It
because
is.
I have both tabs pulled up on my screen, like
Yeah.
YouTube and whatnot. But before we move on, I had another pretty good question. I think that a lot of people may or may not think. But out of all of the indicators that you use, like when you look at a certain coin or token or whatever, especially like CKB, which
Mhm.
indicator or whatever you look at have you found to be the most accurate? That you remember?
Oh man. So I'd say the most accurate thing that I think that, so if I had to just pick a single thing to use for my trading, it would probably be, man, this is a tough one because it would be either Elliott wave theory or it would be Fibonacci. And when you blend those two, you are
Yeah, which I
very
don't think you went
lethal.
over any Elliott wave theory tonight, did you? Unless I
No,
missed it.
No, I didn't. We haven't really gone over it. I mean, we can point it out here that we did have Elliott wave theory impulses. Oops, bear with me one second. I'm trying
This
to
is the
take my
daily,
sock
right?
off, folks, so bear with me. So you can see Elliott wave theory moving to the upside. Now, this is, if I had to be a day trader, right? I mean, I trade, probably don't make as many moves as people think I do, but we can see that Elliott wave theory, the market moves in these impulse waves. This is just how the market moves. It moves up and it moves down in all these corrective waves and impulse waves. So what we can see is that we have Elliott wave theory to the upside, and this is a great thing when you can kind of, it helps you predict where the top might be. So for example, let's just say this price action is not here yet. And I'm confident that we are trading in an Elliott wave theory pattern. Basically, I may wait for price action then to rise above this 0.3 slightly, and that would be the point where I would sell off or something like that. So there's we can basically try to figure out where the top is, and then there would have been, let's just say you were trading down here, you recognize the fact that Elliott wave theory was in play, got in at 0.019528, whatever. You could maybe get lucky and sell off at 0.029, 0.03. Hey, that's a 50% return. Okay, now we might be able to argue that based off Elliott wave theory, because it's very tough to time the top. I don't care who you are. But then, when we start seeing the top happen, we're going to know that, okay, there is going to be a series
Look at
of
RSI
corrective
though.
waves.
Look at
RSI's,
RSI in comparison to Elliott wave theory. Have you ever looked that up?
I mean, it is there. Sometimes you will see Elliott wave theory play out within the RSI. So that's definitely there. I like the RSI personally because I like to just see how overbought or oversold things are, especially in the moment.
Yeah.
But if we're sitting here, bear with me. If we're sitting here looking at, okay, Elliott wave theories here, we sell off, make our 40, 50% returns, we'll know that, okay, there's going to be a time where we might be able to buy back in a little bit lower. And usually when we see these retracements, it's in the form of an ABC, meaning we might see something like this happen, and we might see price move from here, or we will see an ABCDE correction. And so we'll either, kind of bounce between, ABC or ABCDE. I mean, you can kind of see how this comes into play. We had an ABCDE correction, and then the bottom fell out. So usually what I would do when I see Elliott wave theory move out, I would wait for this corrective wave to happen, and then I might make my reentry point somewhere in after that, depending on where things go. So I do think that we're seeing Elliott wave theory possibly again to the upside.
So I don't
In
want to
that
keep
form.
beating a dead horse, but zoom out even more. Like I always say in my videos, when in doubt, zoom out. The weekly and the monthly grand macro Elliott wave. Are we in a 3-stage right now? Like on a weekly chart? Can you pull up any
Yeah.
data? Like I'm just
Nobody
curious.
knows, yeah, but we very well could. Uh, I mean, when you're starting to talk Elliott wave theory on a weekly chart, we'll have to just remember that each bar is a week, and there's how many weeks in a year. But we may in fact be seeing nervous network in some sort of Elliott wave theory pattern on a super grand
Yep.
scale. Um,
That's why I like looking at these because I think
yeah,
big and macro perspective and like the fundamentals of where this whole crypto space is moving and like CKB has a
yeah.
lot of potential and the marketing just not financial advice, but like if Elliott wave theory, which, usually proves to be kind of accurate, whatever, it's another indicator. That's why I like
Yes.
looking at this, like ignore all the short-term FUD, all the stuff that's going on, zoom out, look at that. Like we're going to see it, I think, go up.
Yes. So, well, the rule of thumb is for Elliott wave theory is that 0.2 to 3 can never be the shortest wave. So this is why I love Elliott wave theory, especially if you can identify it early. Is that you will kind of know that, okay, 0.2 to 3 needs to come up higher than 5 cents in this case. So it wouldn't surprise me to maybe see, a 7 or 8 cent level here. We might come back down to retest like this area in here of the previous all-time highs. And then we might be seeing something, like this to the upside, maybe to 12 cents. And this is just very,
Yeah.
sketchy TA that I'm doing right here with, I'm just randomly placing these pinpoints here. So I want to be very clear about that. But you can kind of see how this might look. It might look,
So
like this.
yeah.
Nobody knows.
So here's another thing. You know how you could do like CKB to Bitcoin pairs or CKB to Stormex or CKB to whatever? Have you ever like tried comparing certain charts like CKB, like what CKB
Hmm.
looks like right now to another coin that's taken off a comparison?
Yeah. Just trying to think. I know Siacoin is one of them that I was comparing to Sandbox.
Yeah, I think
And if you
you
guys
texted me
want,
that.
yeah, so let's get into that because that is good. And look at this. Oh wait, this is
Decentraland.
maybe it was Decentraland and
Turfos?
no, it was Decentraland and it was Siacoin,
Oh yeah, you're right.
I think.
Or it might have been Sandbox. It was one of the two. I forget.
Was it? Bear with me 1 second.
But anyway, guys, smash that thumbs up. Subscribe if you aren't subscribed. You guys are awesome. You're what keeps us going. 48 people
No,
watching.
I think it was Decentraland and Siacoin, if I'm not mistaken. So let's just check this out here. Was it this? I think this was it, so bear with me 1 second. Was this it? So I need to get these on the same time frame, so bear with me, folks. So like, just get this all
Yeah,
set up.
it was definitely Siacoin and
I think it was Siacoin and Decentraland.
it literally, yeah. But then
Yeah, so bear with me. So what point? Gosh, maybe it wasn't. Is there a way to go back and find? Did I text that to you?
you
Let's
might have.
see.
Let me check. You guys in the comments, what do you guys think?
Let's see. Was it Sandbox? It was Sandbox.
No, I looked at it. I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, yeah, I could totally see that.
Maybe it was Sandbox, and I might have been comparing. I might have been comparing this point right here to
Okay.
this point right here. So I think this could be what I was texting you about. So I remember it was like the resemblance was just crazy.
Yeah, Decentraland and Siacoin.
Was it?
Yeah, I
Okay.
got the photo. Hold on, let me. It was on the daily.
Okay.
Um,
So yes, this is here we are. So you can see how Siacoin is looking just like Decentraland. So we can see this price action. I mean, look at this. This little drive down here. You can see a very similar thing here. Price ran up, retraced just like it did here. And then we are kind of forming this little symmetrical triangle squeeze, which popped Decentraland 4 or 5x. And so we are kind of seeing the same thing with Siacoin. And I've been telling everybody about Siacoin on my channel now for a couple of weeks. And the last video I did on it 4 days ago, I was warning people it's about to start ripping. And here we are
yep.
up 40%.
Yeah, dude.
So yeah, this is definitely one of those cases where, I mean, you can just look at both of these and just see these incredible comparisons. And I'm hoping we see Siacoin like 2 or 3, 4x from here. That would be awesome because I've got a lot of Siacoin.
Yeah, I bought like $500 worth on crypto.com like a week ago, and now I'm up like $200 or something. But then I got the miners coming, the handshake miners here.
Hmm.
Got 3 of them. I'll be mining. So is this the next Kadena? Like you think it could blow up like that type of thing? Like then Gold Shell's gonna come out with the HS boxes. They're gonna jack up the price. You know how it
Oh,
is.
yeah.
It's annoying with goldshell.com. That's a whole other conversation we can have.
Yeah. So yeah, my miners are running pretty good here. DX pool screwed everybody
Oh yeah,
over
give
the
that. That's a
weekend.
great point because that
That pissed a lot of people off.
I heard about it though because wasn't in the notification section of the DX pool that they were going to migrate from .com to .net. Is that what it was?
I I don't recall seeing anything, but
Yeah,
they
there was
should have.
something. Yeah. So,
They should have had notifications like plastered everywhere.
and then all of a sudden you tweeted it, and I was like, what? And then I was out and about, and then I came back. Yeah, there was like 5 hours I was down on my thing, and I had to go back into each one of my miners and then switch it from the .com to .net or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, yeah. So,
And now I'm back
um,
online.
yeah, same. So I'm back online. I've been mining Siacoin for like a week now. I've got a
This is
balance of 761. You can kind of see where things went offline for everyone. So right now I'm
oh,
mining, 3, 4, 5 Siacoin an hour. It's just this really fluctuates so hard. But
interesting.
yeah, so yeah, I think everything's looking good. Let's go ahead and give a closer look at Siacoin since we're here.
Yeah,
Of
I'm
course,
definitely into that.
let's pull this up. So bear with me, folks. Can you hear me okay, Crypto Airborne?
Yeah, for sure. Can
Okay.
you guys hear us okay? My microphone's right here. Like most YouTubers like have it up in the face like this or something. I don't know if you guys can hear me better or worse, but I try to keep it out of camera so you guys can hear me. There we go.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna start getting into like ASMR. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna see
Yeah, I
this
knew you were going to say that.
crypto like start rising up quick.
No, but I think my settings are all messed up, dude. You gotta like come
Probably.
visit me so you can adjust all my settings because this is a good microphone, but like okay, so every
I
YouTuber they tilt it. They tilt it when they talk. They tilt it like this, but then when I record it and play it back, it sounds like shit. But then when I put it straight up like this and hide it and then put the replay on, it sounds way better. So
hmm.
I don't know if it depends on your
hold
editing
your
software. Yeah.
microphone up to the camera once. Let's see
No,
what's good.
because it's picking up. I don't know. This is a whole
Oh
different thing. No,
yeah, we'll
because
deal with it later.
yeah, that's a whole nother
Um
content creative thing that like you guys, it's insane with the audio and video and
yeah, it's nuts. So I'm gonna just folks forgive me, but I need to go to the fridge to grab a beer. So I will be right back.
what?
So let's take a quick potty break and grab a beer break, everyone, for like a minute. Crypto Airborne will keep you
I'll entertain
entertained
you
with some
guys.
live dancing in the background. Maybe he'll rip out that guitar. So I'll be right back, folks.
You got to get me really drunk, guys, for me to play guitar. But yeah, no, actually, I play guitar when I'm, you know, bored and whatnot. So, wow, beer break. I think this is the first on the 6figstocktrader channel. But what you guys think about Blocktopia? I'm not too crazy about that, but I've heard about it definitely. We need dancing now. Crypto Airborne. Nope. Got my beer. Drink beer. Yeah. I got my Yeti cup. I think it says Yeti. Yeah, there's so many like different ones, but yeah, my drink of choice tonight. I just drink vodka and water, and I put the flavor enhancers in it. So that's basically my drink of choice. But yeah, guys, this is crazy, man. If you guys are here, there's like not many people that listen to us. I really appreciate you guys following us and whatnot. I've known 6fig for years, like before we did crypto shit, whatnot. But I'm getting too deep now. I'm just gonna shut up. Marcos, I'm pissed that I still haven't bought any VGX. Zach, CKB Roundtable. That's a great idea. That's a really good idea, to be honest with you. Yeah, man. This journey in the crypto world with us has been absolutely insane. I just appreciate you guys, sticking around and watching us and whatnot. It's crazy. Strika, I'll buy VGX when I can use their app in Australia. Eventually, it's going to be coming soon. Austin, appreciate it. We're the goats. I don't feel like it. I just sit down here and just talk about crypto.
I am back. So thank you for cruise
Yeah,
controlling.
We were just talking about like beer and stuff.
Nice. Oh, so you guys, let me tell you, since we got about 50 people in here. So,
Do we really? Wow.
so we had, so I was going to go on Nervous Networks hashing it out yesterday. And so it was an unfortunate set of circumstances that happened, but we
Yeah, what
ended up,
happened with that? I don't want to put
yeah,
you on the
so
spot.
no, it
But
was crazy. So I mean, it was nobody's fault. It was just, um, it was basically security systems within Twitter that were preventing um, nervous leadership from logging into Twitter Spaces or Twitter, because usually somebody will set up a Twitter Spaces, and then people from Nervous Network will just kind of hop in the space and do their thing, from what I understand.
Mhm.
And then what happened was people were off. They had the keys to get in to their Twitter account, but then um, the phone verification thing, you know, the Twitter wanted to verify that you know, that they weren't getting hacked, like the
Okay.
Nervous handle wasn't getting hacked, and so they wanted to send a phone verification like message or SMS to a phone uh, for you to enter into, I guess, unlock the account, because Nervous Network staff are just kind of spread all over, and so they couldn't get that code to enter in when they were trying to log in. So they're essentially just kind of locked out for the time being. Well, so then we decide, okay, what's the next best place to host one of these things? Okay, the six
Six.
fig the 6fig stock trader YouTube channel. There's a lot of people here for Nervous Network, so uh, we got it going. And folks, keep in mind, I am in the remote wilderness when this is going on. I had to basically drive into town to get good enough reception and cell service to participate in the Nervous Twitter Spaces, like the hashing it out. And so here I am, all of a sudden trying to run a live stream through Restream off my phone, like in the middle of nowhere. Like nothing's working. The speakers on my phone are barely working. Like it was complex. And so finally, I got everything up and running, and it went great. But the thing that I was trying to use a desktop application on a cell phone was what got me. And so I got the live stream going, and something happened to my connection where I got booted out of my own live stream, but then I could not rejoin Restream or the stream that I was in, like at all. So it was kind of crazy how it all worked out. And I wasn't able to get back into my own live stream. And of course, I hit the desktop mode in the browser, stuff like that, trying to desperately get back into my own live stream. And it wouldn't let me. Like there was no way to get back in it without actually ending the live stream itself. And so Jordan Mack and Amir were, I mean, they had such an incredible show, and they were just going strong that I didn't want to risk breaking that link and having the whole live stream like go down. So I just happily sat in the comments section and just took it all in because they just crushed it. So phenomenal live stream and hashing it out episode, to say the least, with all the circumstances around you know, the things we had to deal with. It almost didn't happen. So, Crypto Airborne, are you muted?
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
Gosh, I was talking, but whatever. All right, I'm back. No, I was
Talking
reading the
shit.
I was trying to read the comments. You got a big fan. There's so many comments. Uh,
I'm gonna get Austin Knight on the channel here.
yeah, Austin. Yeah, come on. If you guys want to join us, join. 6fig
Yeah.
will add you, but no, there was a comment. I can't find it now. Striker said he was telling us how you got that rash, 6fig.
Oh, it's interesting. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how he found out because I got it from you. It was crazy.
What did he say? The guy, I think the guy. Oh no, Rudalicious said, "I am only here for your voice and the great TA."
I think a lot of people are, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I'm dead sexy. It's I just
You guys,
usually when I go, let me tell you, one of my biggest problems, folks, is when I go out into public, uh, the amount of women that flock to me because of my hair and muscles and voice. I tell you what, it's something else. But let's get back into the TA because we are
yeah,
way off
off
topic.
topic. Yeah,
You know.
voice for radio. Striker just said it. Yeah, you do have a great radio voice.
Okay.
Podcast or something.
Yeah. Phase 2. Okay. Yeah. All right. So
All right, yeah.
let's get
Where we
into
going?
so Siacoin is getting ready to bounce, and it's already starting to kind of bounce. So it's just we're just kind of at this pivotal point now where number one, I'm starting to kind of look for this Elliott wave theory to emerge, and there in fact it might be somewhere in here right now, but I do think that we are probably going to see Siacoin within the next day move up again. Possibly we came up and tested this 3 cent level, which was incredible. And like I was kind of saying earlier when we were talking about Elliott wave theory, this is kind of what I'm looking for. And this is a perfect example of an ABC retracement. Boom. We get the retracement that comes through in the form of a symmetrical triangle squeeze, and then it's off to the races again. So this is
So AB or whatever is that Elliott wave?
yeah.
Still
So that's Elliott wave. That's just corrective. So
Elliott wave.
Elliott wave is
I
just
don't even think
is
about corrective Elliott wave theory. Huh.
yeah. So there's impulse waves which look like this, and then there's corrective waves that look like this. And so this is how most of the movement happens in the market. We can see
Yeah.
this impulse wave to the upside. We can see this corrective wave. So it's really pretty cut and dry as far as the way markets move a lot of times. So and here we are. We're just kind of waiting for the next Elliott wave theory. And this is kind of an interesting uh, structure, to say the least, because we might be able to argue that, okay, we could see 0.0 to 1 there, maybe 0.2 to 3 there. This would be longer than 0.0 to 1. So we might see price come back down and then move up again. So
Yeah.
wherever 0.5 is, we may in fact see it somewhere, higher than 3 cents at least.
Nice.
Let's see. We got
Some comments, but I don't know.
let's just kind of run through some things. I want to hit StormX
Yeah.
and check StormX out. We'll hit VGX next.
Yeah. Do some
So,
like 5-minute TA or 2-minute TA.
yeah. So StormX, a couple of weeks ago, I was saying to everybody, I think StormX is going to try to pass through the cloud right in here. Sure enough, here we are 2 weeks later. It's passing through exactly where I was telling everyone it was going to. And in addition to that, we saw an attempt, and we did have some success for a day or two, kind of reaching above this
Yeah,
Ichimoku
it
cloud.
ran way up.
Yeah, it did.
Everyone said like the 0.033 level. It's like you can't break it. We break it and then we just keep like. Is there strong resistance on that? The 0.033 level.
It's hard to say. There's definitely this 3 cent to 0.035. There's definitely some chop in there. But I do think that, even though we pulled back, we are still seeing that these lows are getting higher. So that's great to
Everywhere.
see. And I do think that this 786 is this blue line is the 786 level. And this is a common reversal point for price action. That's a common we will hold our ground at this level. And if we don't, you can see shit gets nasty really
Yeah.
quick. So I think that, if we can bounce off the 786, we'll come up and maybe hit, right around this 0.044-ish level, to be
That'd
honest
be
with you. And
awesome.
I think that I'm going to clear this quick. Let's just pull up an extension here. So when we're looking at extensions, this is a whole nother animal. So now we're measuring price movement to the upside, and we can see that the 0.035 is a very significant resistance point. The 50% Fibonacci extension and retracement level is a very powerful level. Same with the 61.8. 786, like I was saying earlier, is a fairly common point to see price action, maybe kind of turn around or get a little bit of resistance at. And it's not surprising that 5 cents somewhere in there would you would
Yeah.
see this at. So I think, though, if we're looking at Storm X and its true potential just based off what we're seeing here, the 9, 10, 11 cent level might not be out of the question. So I think that StormX is setting up decently, and I mean, we can almost argue that this thing, is we can see these highs are getting lower, whether or not we have some sort of symmetrical triangle squeeze here, or the possible ascending triangle that could be forming here as well, is anybody's guess. But I do think that things
Wow.
are looking fairly decent for the time being.
What about time sequence?
Yeah,
I don't know.
can definitely pull that up. And so for time sequence, what we're looking for is a couple decent points in momentum shift.
Yeah.
So I can tell you that just by looking, if we measured this point to this point, we'd probably see point 2 arise somewhere in here. And so that may not be the best points to measure. Okay, that was close. But you can kind of see that,
Yep.
point 0.3 is what I meant. So, I mean, we can kind of see that there is an event
Yeah.
that
Their
could be
their
happening.
debit card is launching like any day now.
Okay. I think I'm
So
signed up for that.
yeah, it's supposed to be big turning point for StormX. So if they announce it, well, tomorrow is Saturday. Well, I don't know, or Monday. So say, was it 27, 28? So the 29th, is it still inside the triangle? Or is it like plus or
Um,
minus 3 days? 29th of
yeah, I
November.
mean, let's just go ahead and rework this quick. I mean, this is the 25th here. It's hard to, I mean, sometimes it's hard to really determine where you should place time sequence. I mean, we can see that we've gotten multiple confirmations on the 25th here just by moving this back. So I think this definitely, the 25th yesterday, is a significant pivot point for
Yeah.
StormX, to say the least. But yeah, StormX is looking good. Let's head
Cool.
on to Voyager
Yeah.
quick, because I know people are kind of pissed off about it again, moving back down. I want to look at Cardano as well. But, like I was kind of telling people, I think in the last video that I did on Voyager, you can see some of my old chart work. We had a great Elliott wave run to the upside, and now we are kind of waiting for this ABC, maybe something like this to occur. Some sort of symmetrical triangle squeeze, something like this, where we will see the lows and highs kind of condensed together. And I do think that Voyager probably will pop off right around the middle of December. 12th to the 16th if we can get a bounce off this shoulder here. But for now, I do think that this does need to consolidate for the time being on the daily chart at least, because we
It's crazy.
2x more.
The $30
Very.
end of years is not in play then, right?
You know what?
That's
Let's
just,
talk about that quick because we still got a month and we saw VGX. So I think that this could be on a grander scale. This could be some sort of Elliott wave theory move to the upside with Voyager. Are we going to get that $30 move?
you got to like blast off
Maybe, but
compared to TA. Like, what,
yeah,
put
it's.
it.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I wouldn't bet anything on that.
Well, let's be conservative. I think around.
So here's
I'd
January
say
1st
between
right
15
here.
and 25. 15 and 25.
Ooh. Well, let's get into this. So let's just say we are seeing Elliott wave theory to the upside. Okay, I think that it would be appropriate to throw some time or some extension from here. Let's just head on down to this little crappy wick here. All right. I would adjust 0.3 to be somewhere in the neighborhood of the 161.8 to the 200% level. Let's just go right in the middle. And next thing I want to do is measure the flagpole. So bear with me 1 second. So
Yeah.
we're just
So
going to measure
technical
this.
analysis, it just seems like.
So we're going to need, let's just say price comes down to this 50% level, which would actually be this would be the 61. Oh, this would be the 50% level on a retracement. But we could see where price or this 0.3 would have to come up higher than this 127. So this 161.8 to 177 200% level might be appropriate. Then we have to imagine that 0.4 we might see a retracement back down to the 127 or 161.8.
Yeah.
And for 0.5, hey, I think that if we came up and kissed on this 300% level, you're right. We might see a $15, $14 Voyager token, but we also might see Voyager token rip up to the upside. I mean, it's anybody's guess. We need to really make sure that what we're seeing here doesn't turn into a head and shoulders pattern to strip us back down before we start talking about any of this other stuff. So,
But then, like, you look at the token supply is so low and everything. Like, how can you know like what the token supply is for all these, tokens or and coins that you do your TA on? If price action moves, usually the market moves with it. And like, how do you know, like, for Voyager token, how do you know to move to the certain like Elliott wave theories to certain points based, like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, it's just the way the market naturally moves in these rhythms. And I mean, we could be seeing Elliott wave theory right here, and we might be getting ready to see a top at maybe $6-7. So I mean, everything everything kind of has its own ecosystem, regardless of the amount of coins that are available. We'll still see the same patterns and structures play out. It's kind of a universal thing.
Yeah, because the
Literally,
market all moves together. It's weird.
yeah. And it's just kind of like one of these things. Like I have a theory, where people say that, okay, Bitcoin did this and the rest of the market suffered. And this is just, I think it's all moving together. It's just natural cycles
Yeah.
that are occurring like in the universe and here on Earth. So it is what it is. As crazy as that sounds, it is what it is. Let's look at Cardano. I know there's probably a few people holding Cardano,
Me?
and I'm holding it. So that's number one. And crypto.com, folks. God, I've been telling people about crypto.com like the last 2 or 3 weeks. And when it was back at like 20 cents, I said, you guys, this is a huge ascending triangle forming. Boom. The thing took off. That was nuts.
Bro.
This
Yeah.
was crazy. Let's
Yep.
get back to ADA. So I bought that today just because.
I still believe in it no matter what the fuck people say. That's my biggest holding. That's the coin that I made the most money on. So, but I cashed out a good position around $1.90.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah. And
Too bad.
repositioned at the time to other coins like
Mm-hmm.
StormX, CKB, and VGX.
Yeah.
When they were down too at the time. So I'm doing good. Let's leave it at
Yeah.
that.
That's good. And so, with Cardano, we can see that it's at a huge tipping point and test point right now. This line that I just drew was a very significant resistance point at one time, and it was a decent support point. And now here we are again coming down to retest this. So I did think that we might be seeing Cardano in some sort of falling wedge like we saw right here. And this really, really produced some bullish results. We didn't really get that in this case. And I do think that we might be seeing some sort of Wyckoff pattern playing out here, simply based off the levels. Bear with me 1 second. Just based off some of these levels here. And I'm going to go ahead and just pull up. We're not going to break down this in Wyckoff because that is just, I need to be on my A game for something like that. So bear with me. I am going to pull this up just so you guys can see what I'm talking about. There we go. I'm going to just kind of condense this. And you can kind of see where we have this price action looking a lot like this Wyckoff chart pattern here. So I do think that there might be a chance we will see somewhat of a bottom here. And this is kind of what's known as like the spring in a way. So we could be seeing this happen. So I'm trying to just on the other screen see if I can find a better example to show you guys. So with that said, I do know Crypto TA will dabble into Wyckoff charting sometimes. So he is a great asset to whoops, what happened to that? Okay. What did I do? Here we go. I don't know if you guys can see this. Bear with me. I'm just trying to lined up perfect. And so you can kind of see where I'm going with this is that we might be in the spring part here. So I think that if we bounce, we might be headed to the upside based off Wyckoff pattern. And maybe that's something we can do in the next video. We may in fact be seeing some sort of inverse head and shoulders that could be playing out with Cardano right now, but we really, really need to get a good bounce at this point, and man, otherwise we are probably going to head down to the dollar level. So
Yeah. That
it
would
is what
suck.
it is. But I think we're seeing, Wyckoff here. Richard Wyckoff was the creator of that pattern, and it is a very, very accurate thing in the market. Let's go ahead and just take some. Let's take some requests, and
Can
we're
you hear me?
running. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let's just take some requests here. Let's see.
Yeah. How you guys doing tonight?
Hope you guys, yeah, you guys have good holidays wherever you're at. I hope so. Personally, it was great to spend some time with family. Airborne, you were kind of doing the same.
Yeah. Just chilling, man. It's crazy. Did you? Oh,
Contentos.
here's a random question. Did you have any conversations about crypto with your family that aren't into crypto? That was the biggest thing with like coming into this space, and like if you have like a big family and like you know, I don't know, it all depends on your situation, but like just going into like the family, you know, and talking about crypto stuff. You ever get questions like that ever?
No, but myself and my brother-in-law were, he's mines crypto. We talk crypto. So, we had some discussions on the market vaguely, but we had a small gathering. So it was kind of nice. But I'll tell you a story here. So when I ran up to get some beer tonight, there's
Store owner
this
said, "Where's your
Bitcoin
rash?"
machine.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's on you. But no, so I go up to the liquor store to get a case of beer tonight, and a couple of weeks ago they installed this Bitcoin machine, and every time I go in there, I always ask the clerk, "Hey, do you see people using that machine?" And it's always the same answer: "No, only like one person has used it." And so then I go to tell them, I tell them, "Hey, I'm into crypto." And I was telling them, "Okay, yeah, I just invested in this one cryptocurrency 4 days ago, and now it's up 40%." And they just looked at me, shrugged it off, and they didn't even say anything. And I was like, "Yeah, you guys have no clue who I am and what I talk about, outside of the liquor store." Uh,
Yeah,
but it just goes to show you how much in denial and, just
yeah.
the general refusal to adapt or embrace crypto. I mean, it's still, we
We're
are
still
all
early,
so
guys.
early. Yeah.
Like as much as like you and I and people who watch us, we think we're like oh man, like we're I don't know. People come in nowadays thinking that we're late to the game.
Yeah.
No, and if you guys really actually zoom out and like just go out in public and talk to people and talk about crypto, nobody usually with the number one thing that I get is, oh, so you're talking about like Doggy Coin, Dogecoin, or Shiba Inu, or Bitcoin. Those are the three things that people always say. Oh, so you invest in that, and then like I just leave it at that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was at a family function a couple of weeks ago, and like, it was like the same thing. These people have no idea what they're talking about. A lot of them don't even know that I do YouTube and stuff like that. And I want to keep it that way because that's the last thing I want is people blowing me up all the time asking for advice.
That's like
I'm
me.
I'm happy to give it out here, and not necessarily advice, but uh, you know, it's just yeah, one of those things. I won't keep going, but they're all talking about how they're holding on to sheep until it hits a penny, and then
Yeah,
and
they
then
don't
I'm just
understand the
like,
market cap.
you guys, they're holding it to $1, and I'm like, you guys are crazy. This is going to have to be a world currency for that to happen, or we're going to have to see some incredible token burn. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's definitely something
yeah.
to yeah, always battle. So Marco says he's sending a top shelf bottle of tequila to 6fig when CKB hits $1. So I'm
Thanks
gonna
for sending
leave
me.
that comment up right now for the rest
Yeah,
of the live
save that.
stream.
Actually, save that, and then when no, never mind.
So uh, thank you, Marcos and Peter. I do think that Stormex is a good investment right now. I do know Crypto Airborne might be able to talk a little bit about that, but it's decent. It's
Yeah,
decent. I
it's
think
it's
it's a good
ready.
coin.
It's ready to pop, in my opinion. I mean, based off technical analysis and whatnot, but I don't know. Not financial advice. It's definitely a long term hold. Definitely, they have the 5-year contract with the Portland Trailblazers. Their patches on the jersey of the Portland Trailblazers and whatnot. And they just put out a commercial with their new sponsor, McCollum. I forget the guy's name. Patrick McCullum, I think his name is. So they came out with a commercial with that, and who knows where they're going to air that and whatnot. So definitely think there's a lot of room for growth for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we had, I think it was Strika, the heavy hitter of the 6fig stock trader channel. Excuse me, always happy to have you here, Strika. And here's Contentos. So I know nothing about this coin, and we can see that we threw up a little time sequence, and this is how lethal time sequence is. Predicted a reversal here, predicted a reversal here. We've got a time sequence on January 14th. So with that said, we may in fact see Contentos kind of range in between this 0.028 and these current levels of about 2 cents. We might see something like this occur. We might see something like this occur. So I have been hearing more and more about Contentos. I need to do my DD on that. And to boot, you can kind of see where, hey, if we do get a bump of momentum to the upside, this is going to be one killer cup and handle. And this is going to be going back to what I've been telling you guys about trying to do your forward thinking and really looking for these future patterns that might occur. But we can see that price action is in a symmetrical triangle squeeze with a time sequence date of January 15th. So give or take, 2 or 3 days around that time sequence level, we'll see some heavy movement out of Contentos pending Bitcoin and the rest of the market doesn't get all crazy.
Yeah, I've never even heard of that. Is it like a top 100 coin, or is it random? I don't know.
Let's pull it up on CoinGecko. Let's learn a little bit about this.
What's the
Maybe
short code?
Marcos can COSC, COS.
Not on CoinGecko.
It's not okay. It's on Market.
Oh, COS.
Yeah.
Contentos 583. So it's wow. Okay. So yeah, down 7.7% last 24 hours. Looks pretty stabilized.
You find that on CoinGecko?
Yeah. Contentos, right? COS.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Isn't that what you just did?
Contentos. I'm not sure how to pronounce this. But hey, this has got a 3.5 billion circulating supply of coins. Market cap's low, 70 million.
Yeah, you're right.
So you could see this thing, man. This is kind of intriguing.
Wow.
So when we start thinking of even a 500 million market cap, I mean, really, the potential is there to really to move up. And we'd be seeing it roughly a 7x to $500 million market cap, which is very small. So that's interesting. This I'm trying to just look at this and get a grip of what this is all about. I'm sure people are blowing us up.
What markets are they on?
So we can get this on Binance, BitThumb, Hotbit, Gate.io. Usually there's many more that you can get this on.
Is more international. This is going to be hard to get for us.
So it's not, it's not on Coinbase or anything like that. I wonder if it's on, I wonder where you can, I'll have to look and see. Maybe I'll just do a video specializing on Contentos or however you pronounce this, but down 7% on the day.
Yeah. Can you look into the video that I did today, the permission.io, the ask coin? And I hate saying that because it sounds like, you know what I'm saying.
Ask and you shall receive. Is it permission coin?
Yeah.
So permission coin. And
not Strika, but Crypto TA said there was no data for this.
Okay. Maybe he was looking at a different one. Rank top 1,000 coin.
Yeah, there's only 2 exchanges that they feature it on, and I've never heard of them. Like if you click on markets, Oh,
interesting.
So how can you chart something like this? Like, is there a way to find out?
Well, there's not anything available on TradingView.
That's what Crypto
as of
TA
yet.
said. But can
So
you
that's
do it?
probably why. Let's look at a 90-day. Let's just see what we can come up with. Is this a new? When did this thing even?
Dude, I did the research on it. It's been out since like 2018, 2019,
Mhm.
but they really didn't launch until 2020. Their Ask
Okay.
coin.
So what we can see here is that this thing suffered a descending triangle, and it had a God. I wish this little ticker, all this information wouldn't show up here. Um, what you can see here is a floor that happened here, and you can see the highs got lower, and this basically just transitioned into lows, and the bottom fell out. What we could see here is possible. Man, I want to just say there could be
We're getting
some
ready to
sort of
rip. I
falling.
feel like
This thing's getting its ass kicked, but I do think that there may, in fact, be some sort of falling wedge here that might be signaling for some sort of reversal. I don't know anything about this coin. I know you do, and it's at 0.001 cents.
yeah,
So, I mean, hell,
there's 100 billion.
throw $100 at that, you'll get a lot of coin.
Uh,
Or I don't know. I'm just let's just see how much $100 would get you. Depends on the bid and the ask prices too. So let me just do some calculations. How much are you holding this crypto airborne?
yeah,
Okay, so $100
not much.
would get you 59,000 coins.
Yeah, I don't have
Hey,
any of that.
it's got a $15 billion
Circulating now.
so it's got 15 billion circulating supply with 100 billion market cap or total
Yeah,
supply.
yeah,
So as long as they keep the coins where they're at, you know, we could argue that at a 50-cent coin would be, uh, a $7 billion market cap, and three and a
Look, the
half billion would
market
be,
cap's only 26 million.
yeah,
I told
right.
you this
That's
is a low
crazy.
cap, dude.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so I mean, if this thing hit 25 cents, you'd be just looking at about a $3.5 billion
That's nothing.
market or at market cap.
3
So I
billion.
mean, you can kind of see the potential for this,
Yep.
even to hit a penny. Like, okay,
100% feasible.
right. So I don't know. I think I might. Where did you get your coin? Did you say you bought this off a website or
Yeah,
something?
you go to their website, you got to sign up.
Okay.
Obviously, you didn't watch my video I posted on them.
Dude, I was busy. I was trying to
No, it's all
watch
good,
it.
bro. I don't blame you. Yeah,
It's been one hell of a day for
yeah, it's
sure.
all good. No, but you just you got to sign up with them. You KYC, you show your driver's license, and then it's all
Okay.
built in like to their website and stuff. But I'm interviewing the chief product, uh, officer on Monday night. So,
Interesting.
but we'll see.
Yeah. So yeah, Contentos is looking good. Let's look at some of these other ones. AMP. Let's look at AMP. And then we are an hour and 20 minutes into it. So I think maybe we will, we will go over two more. So here we go. So we can see that AMP is squeezing big time. Uh, the highs and lows are kind of getting closer to each other. And I do think that maybe sometime in February is when this thing may be prepping to start ripping. So, with that said, we do have a good opportunity for time sequence to really measure out a few things here. And it looks like it's been fairly accurate to boot. So, man, I don't know. I would say that, and we can circle back to this in a month or two, but mid-January, this thing might be getting ready to start flying. And which way, we'll have to just kind of depend on the market at the time, like Bitcoin, things like that. So I do think that on a super low-key scale, we can see AMP is trading sideways. I think it's going to continue trading sideways in between this 0.045 and 0.078-ish level until January, maybe early to mid-January for sure. Let's go to Ergo. Ergo, this is one I like. RG. Why isn't? There we go. So Ergo has been really suffering. Oh my God. The last time I was really covering Ergo was when we had this series of falling wedges occur. I don't know, did we lose Airborne? He might have went to go to the bathroom or something. He's got some issues.
No, I'm here.
Diarrhea. Oh.
I don't have anything else to say. Just
Just
watching
kidding
you.
with you. So this may in fact be some sort of Wyckoff pattern setting up. There's definitely a crazy corrective wave that has happened. This thing, you guys got to understand, took off from $5 and ran up to $20 almost, and you can just see that it just hasn't been able to hold. Let's look
Sounds
at
like
this on a day.
VGX.
Yeah, for
That's like
sure.
all these initial coins that like pop up and then they downtrend for like a year before they pop off again.
Yeah,
It's a cycle. It's just like what VGX is going through now. This exactly looks like VGX. I
yeah,
mean, I don't know.
for sure. Yeah, and here we might be seeing or getting ready to see some sort of inverse head and shoulders to the upside. The one thing I will note that we can see that this cloud is starting to thin out. So it wouldn't surprise me to see Ergo, if this thing does reverse. I mean, on the daily, we're seeing RSI at 30. It's way oversold. And when we might, in fact, get some sort of bounce like this to happen. And this could happen by January. So, I mean, Ergo might be a good play if we see the head and the shoulder form. It might be a good time to enter in for a trade at at this point. But we don't want to try to catch a falling knife. Let's see here. Alchemy, top, bottom. I'm not sure. I don't really.
It's going to cost you $5 in a super chat for the TA moving forward.
Yep, for sure. At least $20.
Yeah, once we grow, guys, like we're gonna start charging.
Is this the right?
It
Is
gets
this the
insane.
right TA? Or is this the right coin that we're
What is it?
alchemy? Alchemy? Not sure. I don't know if TradingView has that one. Let's just see here. Floki. I've seen this one popping up.
That's a meme.
Oh, it sure is for sure. Okay, Floki. Man, here we go. This is tricky. This is the first time I think I've ever looked at a Floki chart, so bear with me,
Yeah.
folks. I need to really look at this. We just don't have a whole lot of data available. That's the problem. Man. See, I'm looking for like a 200 moving average, things like that. So here we go. So right now we had a bottom here. We can see that Floki is retesting these levels again. So let's try to figure out. This looks like a good point to measure where this is. Okay. So this would not surprise me. Yeah, I want to keep this up here. So you can really see where this came down to this 127 line, and And like I said before, this is really a common area for price action to pull a reversal. But I do think that Floki might. I mean, we got a nasty bear leg here with a symmetrical triangle kind of forming. So we might, in fact, be seeing Floki wander down to this golden ratio of 0.000 whatever 10752. This is not financial or trading advice. This is just one of these things we are kind of seeing, in short, some sort of descending triangle that is happening. And so this is very evident. And so what I think is going to happen is if Floki can come up with some sort of rally, we will be seeing Floki. I'm going to try to throw down a little time sequence here. See if we can get anything to pop right in here. Measure from here to here. I mean, interestingly enough, we got, this descending triangle really kind of pointing to this time sequence, December 6th. But I think we may see Floki kind of do one of these things. And maybe this will serve as a reversal point. Who knows? But this isn't looking good for Floki. But there is a chance we might see price action head out that way. This is just, there's not a whole lot of data here, so it's really hard for me to try to figure out where this thing's headed. So seeing some for Anchor, and we'll wrap it up. Anchor. I was just going to do this thing for like 25 minutes, and here we are, an hour and a half in. Anchor. Okay, so you can see that I've covered this before. And so this must have been a while ago. And we were probably looking for price action to come up around this blue box here, which it almost did. So I think what I was probably trying to do was maybe pull some Gartley pattern and try to figure out where price was going to land here, or maybe somewhere up here. So currently, we can see some very nice moves to the upside. This is possibly Elliott wave theory in action. So let's just look at this on a 1 hour chart. Yeah, bear with me 1 second here. So I do think that Anchor. Oh, someone hit a thumbs down but on the stream. That's funny because it still counts as engagement. That's the one thing I love about YouTube, is that even if you hit the thumbs down button, it still counts as engagement, and YouTube treats the thumbs up button and the thumbs down button the exact same. So we can see how by measuring off this point here down to this low point here with the extensions, how price action came right up to this 127 level. And like I've been saying in the last few TAs that we've done, this is a very common reversal point for price action to move to and retrace and reverse on. So it wouldn't surprise me to see this pull back a little bit and maybe come for this 25 cent, 30 cent level in the future here. We're going to probably see this thing trade sideways a little bit and then kind of move up. But I do think that 25 cents to 30 cents is totally doable. With that said, I think I am going to look at Bitcoin for the last coin that we do. Now, the last videos that I've done.
Sounds good, bro.
Yep. So the last few videos that I've done on Bitcoin, I've been really hawking this 53.5. Look at this. So we came down to about 53,500, 600. And this is kind of the point that I was looking for, because this is the trend line since July that we've been in. So if we violate this, I think we're going to be in trouble. It wouldn't surprise me to see a scam wick happen, and then some whales try to do some manipulating here, maybe drop a scam wick down, and then to the upside we go. Thank you, dude. You totally didn't have to do that, but I definitely appreciate it. All this stuff goes right back into the channel. Right now, I'm constructing a set, a really nice professional YouTube set, to be able to show you guys what I look like on the set. So that is to come here probably in the next month, 2 months. Bitcoin, are we seeing this inverse head and shoulders play out? Nobody knows. There could be something there, but we need to really rebound off this trend line, or we are in some deep crap. And on the daily chart, let's see here. Maybe it was a 12-hour chart is what it was, I think. So on the 12-hour chart, I was kind of speculating that we need Bitcoin to pull a reversal, and this would be a great point for price action to travel through this Ichimoku cloud and kind of redeem itself. So I think that, if this does happen, we will be sitting good. I'm hoping that we can maintain these levels on the 12-hour chart. We are sitting heavily on this 200 moving average and trend line to boot. So there's a lot holding this price action up right now, and if that fails, we are SOL. Marcos, thank you, brother. I will definitely buy the first beer on the set with that for sure. So thank you guys. Didn't have to do that. But that's kind of where we're at in the market right now. If this falls out, we're going to see our portfolios get wrecked a little bit, but it is what
That's
it is.
Bitcoin, though. Can you do a total crypto market cap?
Absolutely not. So
Thanks.
no, let's do the total crypto market cap.
I don't know. I'm just throwing
Yeah.
random crap out there, but
Yeah, and so this is important that we do look at this, because let's just look at this on a daily chart. Price action is trading through this cloud. We can see that you know, there may in fact be. So this must be a trend line here. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to look at my TA that I've done in the past. So you can see this is the trend line that we are in. So we do need this total crypto market cap may come down a little bit to 2.23 trillion. But if we get that bounce, and this is like some sort of crazy Elliott wave theory, we might see this market cap increase if we can get a bounce off this lower trend line. So that would be great for the entire crypto market. We may in fact see, a $3.75 trillion market cap, quite possibly. Let's just look at this quick. Just going to pretend that we bounce here. You could kind of see if this 200%, so we'd be right up in that 3.75 trill mark. So yeah, here we are. I think this is a good live stream. We're way over. It's been an hour and 36 minutes. It's hard to believe that it's gone on this long, and I'm starting to feel it. I'm tired.
good night.
Running low on beer.
Yeah.
So,
All right, replenish. Let's go.
big shout out to Crypto Airborne for coming on tonight. Thank you, bro. Congrats on your 1,000 plus followers. Now we just need to
Thanks.
get
Subscribers. I'm working on it, guys. What, 50 more?
If you guys, I'm gonna drop his link to his channel in the chat here. Give Crypto Airborne a subscribe, and he cranks out all these great videos all the time. We're trying to get him to 1,000 subs soon, so that he can really monetize the channel and all that stuff. So yeah, it's good things ahead. And he's always a guest here on my channel, and I will visit his channel too frequently. So also check me out on Twitter if you're not following me at Real 6fig. This is where I drop live streams, upcoming charts when I can't make it to YouTube to do videos, things on crypto mining. If you guys are interested in crypto mining, I'm retweeting Crypto Airborne here. So yeah, it's definitely a lot of good information about the market, especially if you're really paying attention to CKB, Scicoin, Bitcoin,
Dude,
a lot more of these common coins.
that was
So
a good tweet that I did. Remember the OG tweet of CKB when I first talked about it? I
which one?
was
This one?
I was so pumped
Yeah.
that that I can't believe that, dude, right there.
Hmm.
0.00908. I was the first person, I believe, in all of TikTok and all of fucking, well, I don't want to drop the F bomb. But I don't know. I was excited about CKB. It was cool. That's where it all started, I think.
Yep, for sure it was. Yeah, I definitely got in sub penny as well. And look at the market cap on CKB back then. Two 282.
Million? Wow.
Yeah. 282 million. That's insane. So yeah, folks, I will get to all these notifications here in a little bit. But yeah, I do appreciate everyone's support more than you guys know. Follow Crypto Airborne. He needs it. I can see that you just gained some subs. So thank you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Um,
Appreciate it.
so we will see you guys on the next video, and I am going to go ahead and end the live stream. So I hope you guys all have a wonderful night. We'll do some more high level TA on CKB tomorrow and Sunday and Monday and Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. You get the drift. So all right, I'm out. Thanks for joining. Crypto Airborne. We'll see.